To LIVENODING. In this episode, we're gonna take a look at this app called Pastel, and I'm gonna take inspiration from this app. So the app is basically like an app to quickly grab a color palette from an image and store it into like a really nice palette. And one thing that I want to show you is this wallpaper generator. That's kind of interesting for me. I think we can try recreate this inside Blender. The one that I really like, actually, the Vista. Yeah, this one will generate kind of like random mountain. And if you look at this and then you can think, okay, you think you can recreate this and in Blender very quickly, then yeah, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna be using geometry nodes. So let's take a look. So this is gonna be like a pastel mountain, and we're gonna deal with color later, but for now we're gonna create the basic mountain first. So I will start by using curve line. So there are many ways to do this, but this is the easiest one. Okay, so let's make it so it's yeah, just create a line, and the line goes from 0 to x. Okay, so this we're gonna resample this curve, so we have a bunch of points that we can extrude and move and things like that. So let's try extruding this mesh. So it's complaining because okay, we cannot extrude a curve, so we need to convert this curve to mesh first of all. So it's becoming a mesh now, and we can extrude it using directions. In this case, okay, we're gonna extrude not the face because we don't have face. We're gonna extrude the vertices or edges. Okay, cool. We are extruding up. So now if we want to disturb or distort these points, we can maybe using set position. So that's the easiest. And we can use random value, plug into this offset. So it's pretty easy to understand. So I'm using random value between 0 and 1. It's disturbing the whole line. We still have control over the sampling, so save this again. If we only want to disturb the top part, we can use this selections. I think the top, yeah, not the side. Yep, it's the top part. Okay, I think we actually getting somewhere here. Cool. Okay, what's the next thing we need to do? Maybe dealing with the color. Set material. So this material, I will actually pipe it outside into the group input, and then there's a lot of things that we can play around with. Okay, like this count, we also can pipe it outside, and then also this end part. So that's gonna be like the parameter for our mountain. What else? Okay, this is the minimum and maximum of random value that we use to disturb. If the mountain is too random, then perhaps we can also consider noise. So this noise and the vector can go into combine. Okay, let's try this. So now we are no longer using random, we are using noise. And by default, I believe we can also use the strength, just multiplier for our noise. Let's use 4D. So we can use this to randomize. With the offset here, we have this offset extrusion, right? I believe we also have this offset scale, and we can play around with this scale. We can use random value. Okay, so that's one way. That's another way. Like if you want to skip the set positions, you also have control over this. With the let's see. Okay, maybe we can just plug this in there then. So we have noise and random kind of working. If you really want, you can also use the index points and then map range. We need to perhaps normalize the value, but by using this, let's say we have like 50 points, and then we have this value from 0 to 50. We can then control the slope. There are many other ways to do this, but I think the index is the easiest. So we can control the slope of the mountain. This is also kind of important. So now we can give it color, material. Okay, yeah, so you got the idea. So let me save this and then maybe start adjusting the parameter so we can pipe things like seed or the noise, etc. Just pipe all the parameters so we have it on the modifier, under modifier here. Maybe I should do that. So first of all, this guy over here, so we can control how far this goes. For simplicity, I'm just gonna do a few. Let's get rid of this for now. We actually need this part, so pipe that out. So yeah, if we have a bunch of this out there, let me try to set up something. I think it's probably better. We want to be able to control the height. Okay, let's do this again. Duplicate, control the height, duplicate. Yeah, that's okay. That's the idea. I need to control the lighting a little bit better. But anyway, for the color here, for the materials, currently it's not random. We can randomize the color in the shader. Maybe randomize the hue using the geometry or object color. Use the hue. Plug this into the value and this into the color. This is one way if you want to have like slightly random color with gradient. But if you want to grab the color palette, there are a couple of ways actually. Let me try the stripes generate. It's creating stripes. Save as. Save it into the desktop. Let's open it inside Blender. Oops, what happened? Let's close this. Okay, it's Blender frozen. Let's reopen it. We're gonna try and take advantage of the palette. So we have this file, save as. Go to image editor, open. Let's grab our color. Image, extract palette. Okay, so first of all, we are using view. We want to maybe go to paint mode. With paint mode, if we go tap T and N, you're gonna get some tools. If you are under the draw and you cannot see the color palette here, but under fill, you might see there's a color palette. We want to add something there, so we're gonna extract the palette from our image. So the palette has been created. Now we have this color. I don't know why there are so many color here. Maybe it's sampling too much. All we need is just a bunch of this color. So if we get back to this material color, let's try to let's get rid of this randomness. Select our materials and then pick a color from the palette. Where's our color palette? Yeah, probably it's easier just to grab it from here. I think color picker in Blender is a little bit strange. Okay, so this is the material. We're gonna create a new material, base color, grab this one. Okay, so it's looking at the material. We need to make it unique color, unique material, and then we need to grab the color, and then we need to select that color. It's kind of strange. Create a unique material and then grab this material and then assign it. There's it's a couple of steps. Maybe it can be improved. Create a new material, grab this color and assign it. Okay, we have it. Have we finished with this? Maybe okay, back to geometry nodes. I believe the seed needs to be randomized, so this needs to go out into group input. So we have the seed here, so we can randomize the seed for each one of these. We can control the height, randomize the seed. Okay, so yeah, we have managed to recreate this wallpaper generator, kind of. Okay, like this is the idea. This one has nice diagonal variations for each one of them. There's another way, there's many ways to do this, but this is just one way. I think it's still pretty nice to be able to do this in Blender, like if you know how to do this. And then if you want to have like multiple mountain plates at once, you can perhaps set it up inside geometry nodes. At the moment I have five different objects, each one of them with random control parameters, right? Ideally maybe there's another way so that we can just randomize this mountain quickly without having separate plates, but I still kind of like this method, and the palette actually working pretty well as well in this case. So here's a quick trick. If you have all of this and you want to have the same value, option click, just type in the value. If you like the randomness, you want to quickly randomize, you hold options and drag the seed. Okay, now so we have created this. Hopefully you find this useful and interesting. It's basic, but this is kind of like a geometry notes recipe that I want to share with you, and hopefully I'm thinking to make a book collection of 108 recipes or something, that I can share with you. Okay, all right, thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you, bye.